at a club or something,
it's
and
really
they're
loud.
like, what do you call it? And they're like, we're Growl. And they're like, what? And they're just like, Growl. Like, oh, like growling. Okay. It's appropriate, too.
I mean, yeah.
Sound-wise.
For sure.
I think musically.
Growling is sometimes associated with, like, that's what you call a certain scream you do in metal. So, I mean, we don't do that, but we have this, we have the energy.
Sometimes.
We have an energy level high enough to fit a name like Growl, and I don't know. This is stupid, but I'm influenced a lot by bears, and
That's true, though. Like, he's not even making that up. It's kind of weird.
yeah, and yeah, bears growl, and that's a thing. The end, and that's not going on tape.
Bears growl, and so do we.
With our music, we certainly want to make people dance, and like Sam said, we want to make it easily digestible, something that you can approach from multiple, like, angles, like whether or not you come from a background where you generally like hip-hop. I think we can still, like, create something that somebody could even sample sometime.
One of the things I said, like, Santiago asked, like, what do you want out of a new band? I said, I just want to be sweaty after a show. And I think we definitely achieved that, because I am drenched in sweat after every show.
Yeah, disgusting.
I know.
I guess I first picked up the guitar in, like, 7th grade, or end of 6th, beginning of 7th grade, and I used it sort of like a method to cope with some of the feelings I felt back then. And then
Complex middle school.
Puberty.
Yeah. I brought him away from his metal, and he brought me away from just acoustic guitar and Celtic music. And now I guess, yeah, we're Growl. It's really fun. These two actually joined in sort of like 6 months, I don't know, like 4 months into being Growl. We used to just be trio. And so
Should we take a minute to introduce our bass player, John?
Yeah.
This is our bass player, John. He lives in Seattle.
As far as influences go, for me, it's like a weird array of things, and I think it's not as, like, refined as most things. Like, I started playing, like, my favorite drummers were, like, I love, like, this hardcore band called The Chariot and, like, The Fall of Troy. So I started, like, playing along just, like, ridiculous stuff to them. And then I moved on to stuff like Matt Tong from Block Party is, like, one of my big influences. I love his drumming style.
I guess, like, in my songwriting, at least, like, a big influence of mine has been, like, folk punk, and it's cool.
Different kind of punk right there.
It's like, yeah, we have a really weird,
Vaccines.
like, if we, like, took Growl's influences, like, there's a little bit of Vampire Weekend going on, there's a little bit of, like, garage rock going on.
We get a lot of Sonic Youth. For some
We've
reason.
only gotten that once.
We've gotten that like 8 times.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
We
cool.
got the Kinks once, which was really weird. I'm not sure where that came from.
Group Love, yeah.
Cool.
For sure.
Yeah, Group Love is kick-ass.
2 nights ago, we got Foo Fighters and Thrice.
Yes!
But we have a new release coming out on February 2nd of this year, and we're really stoked about it. It's going to be called Gallery, and it's going to be composed of songs that all of us have written. And yeah, we're really stoked about that.
Yeah, the first time I ever practiced with these dudes, like, we had, like, a 2-hour practice, and I learned all the songs, and it went great, and they're like, hey, do you want to come play at the Beauty Ballroom tonight? And I was like, okay. And so I played with them that night, and it went terribly.
But nobody knew.
Yeah,
Is that right? Terribly? It went terribly? It went terrible? It went terribly?
Terribly.
At least for me. Like, I got on
actually
stage, and I was just
pretty
like,
obvious.
this was a terrible idea.
21st Street Co-op on campus, we, for whatever reason, we got into our head that I guess plenty of people would be somewhat under the influence, if not completely under the influence, and we...
Us included.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Me and
We all just, I guess we got in our heads, we're not going to wear any clothes tonight, so we all stripped down.
We started the show in our
Yes.
clothes.
In our clothes. Mm-hmm.
Played 2 songs, and then took everything off.
And it was sort of
Except for
anticlimactic
underwear.
because we didn't really give any sort of, like, warning that we were going to do it. We just kind of, like, stopped the song and, like, dropped our pants.
Now we're going to play our next song.
Ken only took his shirt off, though.
It's true. It would have been a whole ordeal if I had to
I didn't take my shirt off. I have body conscious issues.
Ken wears the tightest
I have self-image
pants in the
problems.
band.
So we did that.
Anyway.
Oh wait, that was also funny because Derek like was wearing like whitey tighty style underwear,
Yeah.
and like he wears his bass right here. So from
It
like,
looked like he was naked.
from the audience, it just looks like he's like stark naked.
He's covered head to toe in tattoos.
And he's also like 30.
And then there was Halloween this year. We thought it would be a great idea to try to play the show as sheet ghosts, just with sheets draped over our bodies. That really didn't work. But
couldn't see anything.
yeah, we started the show in our sheets and then had to take them off
And
just
then
because
played a
it was
really
impossible.
Cover of
Cure's
Boys
Boys Don't Cry.
We played a pretty
that
awful
out.
cover, and then at the end of it,
Sam
I
Fowle.
thought it would be fun to try to like jump on top of the drum kit, and then I accidentally like speared our bass player off the stage, and that's how we closed the set out.
It's been cool because it's made it like they said, there's so many opportunities to play, but at the same time you kind of realize how spoiled you are, and just getting to play with other good bands and go see other good bands all the time.
I think in Austin there's an insane pool of talent. Like, the talent level is so high. And, I mean, I've lived in Austin all my life, so I can't really speak for a lot of other bigger cities, but I think it definitely makes the music scene kind of like a friendly, competitive nature, just because there's so many really good bands. It's just you're trying to bring something to the table, and it just makes you work harder to get something unique out there.
Yeah, just Google search Growl band,
Austin.
and then Facebook, and then
Got to be specific about it, apparently.
Bandcamp, and
all the time.